We all try and get most out of our days. We all try to be productive, and some of us like to plan our day in advance, while others just roll up their sleeve and jump right into it. Have you ever analyzed a day where you got more work done compared to the others? Recently, I had one particular day that I was more productive, and there was a few things that I did differently, and that's what I wanted to talk about in this video. Hello, friends. Welcome to the channel, and in this video we'll be talking about the most productive day I had at work and the techniques that I follow to make it so productive. And let's first talk about how we plan work at work. So my tech lead and I, what we do is every Friday afternoon we get together and plan our 2 weeks of work. And we also talk about what we had worked in the past 2 weeks. So for the past few sprints, the the sprint hasn't been that great. We are only able to complete about 50% of the issues, and most of the issues are worked by me. So I wanted this sprint to be better than the past few sprints, and I wanted to get to like 90% of the issues. Starting this sprint, as soon as we finished our meeting on Friday, not on Monday but Tuesday morning, I started my day off just as I usually do. I put stuff in my calendar, but instead of putting, the theory called eat your frog, do the most challenging task first thing in the morning. That's what I usually try and do. I schedule the most challenging task or most complex thing that I'm working on first thing in the morning and try to get it done. But for the most part, it ends up taking the whole day, and I'm not able to get to the other task. Even if I do jump onto the task, my mind is still probably thinking about this particular task, and I end up coming back to the complex task. So what I did differently this particular day is, I scheduled the half finished task first in the morning. So the stuff that I was working on the previous day, they were sort of like half done. So I put them first thing in the morning. There were, I think, 3 tasks, and I was surprisingly able to finish all of them before even lunch. So that worked out really well. So what I did is, I had the complex tasks that I had, I'd put in them towards the end of the day. So about, let's say, in the afternoon. And I know what you're going to say now, that if you put up the most complex tasks towards the end of the day, you'll probably end up working the whole evening, the same way I would end up working the whole day. But there was a way around it. I had a hard stop at 5:30, and then things in my calendar like practice my guitar or watch a productive video or go for a walk or things like that, I would actually schedule them in my calendar. So that will force me to stop at a 5 or 5:30 or whatever time I decide to. And your unconscious mind would also work on it overnight, and next morning when you come back to it, you'll probably have look at it from a different angle and able to solve it. Now the second thing I did differently for this particular day is, I would typically have a time block for one particular task, but I would keep it really tight. So if I think it's going to take 30 minutes, it doesn't usually take me 10 minutes. It takes me longer. So, but I would put in 30 minutes and I would schedule the next task right after it. So this time I did not do that. I put in, instead of let's say 30 minutes, I put in 45 minutes for this task. So even though if I finish the task in 30 minutes, I will take a 15 minutes break. If I don't, it gives me an extra leg room to finish the task, and I'm not rushing into the other task without finishing the first one. Now, I know the Parkinson's law talks about the work expands to fill the time that you allocate to it. But this time, I'm not really allocating a lot of time to this task. So for a 30 minutes task, I'm not allocating 2 hours. So it won't end up taking 2 hours in this case. I'm only allocating 15 minutes. So I think it works really great in this scenario. And yeah, surprisingly enough, I was actually able to finish my 2 weeks work in 4 days, I think, which was really great. And I think this sprint was 90% done. So that's what I wanted to talk about in this video. And hopefully these techniques are actually useful for you guys as well. Let me know if you give it a shot and see how it goes. So let's look at the summary before we go. We talked about starting your day with the tasks that were not finished the previous day. Second, we talked about giving yourself extra 10 to 15 minutes for each task than you normally do. And the last one, start the most complicated task towards the end of the day. And in order to keep up to date with our latest videos, click here. Thank you for watching.